we're going to have you sit down in your chair. And ideally, unless your back is really bothering you, right? You can lean back if your back is really bothering you. But ideally, I'm going to have you scoot away from the back of the chair a little bit so that your torso is having to be engaged to hold you upright. And we're just going to start out with proper seated posture. It's called seated mountain pose. So you're going to look down at your feet and you're going to pretend that there is an imaginary line going across your toes. And you want all of your toes to be touching that imaginary line at the same spot. So one foot is not further in front of the other foot. Okay, good. Now I want you to press your heels down, lift your toes up, spread the toes really wide, right? So you start to feel even a little bit of a stretch in between the toes themselves. And then let the toes come back down, but keep pressing through the heels. So when the heels press down, you should feel your quads, your thighs start to engage a little bit there. And that's going to help you take that pressure out of your back. All right. And I want you to notice what your default is. So we do this every single chair class. Your default is when you sit, you're someone who either leans forward, like myself, I'm a forward leaner, or you're someone who sits more on the back of the sits bones and you round your back and you slouch a little bit more. So just notice what the default is because we refer back to it. And then I want you to rock forward and back a little bit on your sits bones. So you're arching the low back, right? You're rounding the low back. And what you're looking for is where is my neutral? Where is the center of the sits bones where I'm neither leaning forward nor back? And when you find that, you stick it. Keep it right there. Press those heels again. Good. Now lift up from the pubic bone all the way up the front of the spine, all the way up to the notch of the collarbones. And then let the shoulders and the elbows roll back and down. Good. Close your eyes and we'll begin with 3 sighs here. So 3 times. You're going to breathe in through the nose. You're going to open your mouth, sigh through the mouth. After you take those 3 sighs, and I always encourage you to take your time with them, don't rush them. You can go ahead and start to breathe just in and out through the nose. Maybe noticing the fact that you're breathing, feeling the air as it's cool and coming into the nostrils, and the breath as it's warm and coming out of the nostrils. Notice where in the torso your body is moving. Where's the breath flowing? Is it the chest? Is it the belly? Is it the back? Without judgment, just observation. And then think of something you want to invite into your day. Could be a mindset, could be an emotion, a thought, something you want to do physically. And after you've thought about what that is that you're inviting into your day, go ahead and let your eyes start to flutter back open. Coming back to this external world. Very nice. We're going to get right into some back stretches here. So we're going to come into cat-cow. I'm going to do this sideways just so you can see it, but please stay just as you are facing forward. So cat-cow, you exhale, you're going to round the back, bring the tailbone forward, round the back. Think one vertebra at a time. The end of the exhale, your head is going to drop down. And as you inhale, you reverse it. You're going to lift the tailbone, arch the back. Again, think one vertebra at a time. The shoulders roll back and look up. And you move with your breath at your pace. Okay, for some people, looking up is not comfortable on your neck. And if that is the case, then you are just going to look straight ahead at the top of that inhalation. Good. The next time you come into that rounded back, you're going to stay in that position, but continue to breathe, please. And just notice if your shoulders are creeping up towards your ears here. If they are, pull the shoulders away from the ears. Keep the back nice and rounded. Take your left hand and bring it to the outside of the right leg. Very gentle back stretch here. The back is rounded, and you'll be feeling a little bit of a stretch on the left side of the back, maybe the left shoulder, maybe the left side of the neck. Keep that shoulder, left shoulder pulling away from the ear. Breathe. Good. Bring yourself back to center and then come to the other side. So now your right hand is coming on the other side of that left leg, crossing over the left arm. Pull the right shoulder back, round the back. Breathe. Beautiful. Bring yourself back to center. Roll yourself all the way up. Clasp your hands. Place your hands behind your head. Okay. So if having your arms up feels like a lot of stretch for you, I want you to bring your elbows forward a little bit. Okay. If you want more stretch, those elbows are going to come out to the side more. So you're really in charge of that. And you're just going to look up towards the ceiling just a little bit. We're getting a bit of an arch, a little extension in the spine. Take a few breaths. Good. Come back to center, release those arms, and we're going to come right into seated sun salutations. I'm going to show it to you really fast, then we're going to go through it together much slower. So it's going to be an inhalation. You can have your arms out to the side or lifting them up. You're going to exhale, you're going to round your back, drop your head. You're going to inhale, put your hands on your shins, look forward with a neutral spine. You're going to exhale, drop the head, round the back. You're going to inhale, come back up, and exhale, take it back to the heart. Okay, so now we'll do that together a million times slower. So as you're ready, inhale, reach the arm. As you exhale, come into a forward fold. Stay in this forward fold a moment. Let your head drop. Take a sigh. On your next inhale, place your hands on your shins, lift your chest. You're looking slightly forward with a neutral spine. As you exhale, round the back, drop the head again. And then as you inhale, I call it rise and shine. You're coming all the way back up, arms reach. Exhale, take it back to the heart. Good. Again, inhale, reach. Good. Exhale, fold. Stay in the fold. Take your fingertips, place your thumbs underneath your jaw and your fingertips behind the base of the skull in the back. Exhale and sigh, and just let your elbows be heavy. You're not pulling on the head, but this is a beautiful release for the neck. Very good. Place your hands onto your shins. Nice flat back. As you exhale, round that back again. Drop the head. Inhale, rise and shine. Bring it on up. Good. As you exhale, take it back to the heart. Beautiful. We're going to do one more. Inhale, reach. As you exhale, forward fold. Stay here. Let the back of the neck release. If you liked what we did a moment ago, the thumbs come underneath the jaw, fingertips around the base of the skull and the back. You take a sigh or two sighs, let the neck release. Beautiful. As you inhale, come up with that nice flat back, hands on the shins. As you exhale, round the back again, let that head drop one last time. Maybe shake the head no, nod the head yes. And then arise and shine all the way back up. Reach those arms. Good. Exhale, take it to the heart. Beautiful. You're going to bring your feet um, as wide as you comfortably can. And we're going to do our shimmy twist, right? That's what I call it. I don't have a better name for it. So fingertips are going to be inside the thighs, heel of the hand on top of the thighs. And you're just going to exhale. You're going to drop one of your shoulders down and forward. And then you're going to inhale and you're going to bring yourself back up. And this is super slow. You're going to exhale. Of course, you go to the other side. And then you inhale and you bring it back up. So every exhale that you're taking, you're dropping a shoulder. Every inhale you're taking, you're coming back up to center. Good. This is one of my favorite twists. I love how when I do the first one or two, I'm like, gosh, I'm so tight. And then by the time 3, 4, 5 comes in, I can feel myself loosening up. You know, we live in a world of wanting that instant gratification. So nice to be able to see that. Good. And for my count at least, there's one more on each side. Great. Love it. All right. Come all the way back. And we are going to come up to stand. We're going to do our neck stretches standing today. That way we're not sitting too long. So go ahead and come up to stand. And you don't necessarily need your chair immediately. Usually when we transition, I tell people to grab some water. So if we're going from standing to sitting, sitting to standing, grab some water. It's always good to drink water. Hydrate, hydrate. Trying to get more protein in my life. I think we all are, right? My husband found these clear protein, 22 grams in this water. Crazy. You looking at it? It's delicious. It's clear protein. It's whey protein. I love it. Anyway, I know that's a big thing. Everyone's trying to get their protein in, so I'm trying to yes, tell people as I'm learning myself. All righty, so you take your hands, clasp them behind your back, press the hands down. Okay, so it doesn't matter if your heels of your hands touch or not. I don't care about that right now. I just want the hands down because it's going to drop your shoulders. And then you're going to roll the shoulders back. Go ahead and drop your right ear over to the right shoulder. Every time that you breathe out, feel your left shoulder getting heavier. Good. Bring your head back to center. Go to the other side. Left ear to the left shoulder. As you breathe out, let the right shoulder feel heavier. Good. Bring yourself back up to center. Keep your hands pressing down towards the floor here. And now you're just going to bring your chin to your chest. Lift the chest up. Good. Look up towards the ceiling as best as you can. And then just kind of flow with that chin coming down to the chest, looking up towards the ceiling. So having your hands behind you also kind of tricks you into not letting the shoulders come forward. A lot of times when we do chin to the chest exercises, our upper back starts to round and we lose our good posture. But with the hands behind your back, you can't really do that. Good. Next time your chin comes to your chest, you're just going to start to roll to the right side and then bring it back to center and then roll to the left side. Good. Let that chin come back down to the chest. Go ahead and lift yourself all the way back up out of that. Release the arms here. Arms are going to come out to the side. So again, if this is too much stretch for you, then you can do these little arm circles with your hands down further. You don't need to have them as high. Otherwise, they're going to be shoulder height. And we're doing circles back and around. Okay. So ideally, your arms are not coming forward, right? They're starting straight out from the body and then they're going back and around. Just focusing on that back and around. So you're getting a little bit of a stretch in the chest, a little upper back work, right? Which is fantastic for posture. You know, that's something we're all working on is our posture. So try to always include it. And, you know, you do a couple of these and you're like, what is the big deal with this? And then you start doing more and then you'll start to feel that work. So we're almost done, I promise. That's why I'm just up here jibber jabbering away. So keep your mind off of the little bit of shoulder burn you might be feeling. Good. I'm doing 2 more circles for my count. Awesome. Really sit down. Good. We're going to do a really awesome passive stretch, I guess you would call it. You're going to squeeze, 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 squeeze those shoulders up. Do the absolute opposite of what you think you should be doing. In a moment, we're going to sigh on an exhalation and just drop the shoulders. So good. We're going to do it 2 more times. Squeeze it up. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Contract all those muscles that are tight. And then sigh it out. Love it. Last time, reach up. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Sigh it out. Let go. Love it. All right. Reach that right arm. Put the hand on the other side of the head on the left side. As you exhale, bring the right ear to the right shoulder. Take your left fingertips, draw them down towards your left knee. Good. Now you're going to bring your chin towards your right shoulder. Left fingertips drawing towards the left knee. That keeps that shoulder down. And then now either going back to that first position, or if it's comfortable, looking slightly up towards the ceiling, getting a stretch in a different part of the neck. Good. Release that. Other side. Left fingertips on the right side of the head. As you exhale, drop the ear to the left shoulder. Right fingertips drawing down towards the right knee. Right. Sometimes as I do things, I tell you why, because if you're ever doing these on your own, I want you to remember, draw those right fingertips down because it drops the shoulder. Good. Go ahead and bring your chin towards the left shoulder. Right fingertips still dropping down. And then either coming back to that starting position, or if you are okay lifting your head and looking towards the ceiling, then getting the front of the neck stretch here. Awesome. Let go of that. Release. Beautiful. We're going to start using our chair now and come right into some sun salutations. These are standing sun salutations. And I don't think we have ever done a class without doing these. So they are a staple, but they're so nice because they get the whole body. So you're going to stand with the seat of the chair facing you. Look down at your feet. You have that imaginary line. Okay. One foot's not further in front of it than the other. And notice your default again. So, are you someone who leans forward like myself? Or are you someone who tends to round the back and slouch a little bit more? Okay, find where neutral is. Lift the shoulders, let them come back and down. Good. As you inhale, reach the arms. As you exhale, come into a forward fold, hands come onto the seat of the chair. Good. You're going to bend your right knee and twist to the left. Left arm can reach up to the ceiling. If that's uncomfortable, place your left hand on your left hip instead. Good. Bring it back to center. Go to the other side. Left knee bends, right arm lifts, twist. Again, if that's uncomfortable for you, you're placing your right hand on your hip. That's your modification. Anytime we do these twists. Good. Bring yourself back to center. Walk it on back to a downward facing dog. So down dog in chair yoga is very different than down dog on floor yoga. Your hands stay on the seat of the chair. Your hips come back and they are in line with your ankles. Okay. So you're not in an inverted V shape necessarily. You just let your head drop. Again, shake it out. Maybe nodding yes and no a few times. Release the neck. Let your breath deepen. Good. Look forward and come into warrior one on the right side. So right foot's going to come forward. You're going to kick the left toes out just a little bit here. You want the whole left foot on the floor. Bend your right knee. And then you can keep your hands on the seat of the chair. If you want a little more challenge, you can place your hands on your hips, lifting your torso. If you want more, arms can reach out to the side or full expression of the pose. The arms are lifted up in the air. Breathe here. Push back a lot through the left leg. Okay, the left leg is the back leg. Otherwise, your right leg gets really tired really quick. Good. Go ahead and place those hands back at the seat of the chair. Bring yourself back to downward facing dog again. This is just a little reset. And warrior one on the other side. Left leg is forward, bend the left knee. Kick the right toes out a little bit. Find your hand placement wherever you want them to be. There's no wrong answer for where you want your arms to be. Okay. Good. And now make sure you're paying attention to the back leg, the right leg. You're pushing it back. You're pressing your thigh back. You're pressing your right heel down. And that takes a lot of pressure out of the front leg. And if your arms are lifted, reach a little higher. Lovely. Go ahead and take the hands down to the seat of the chair. Come back to a forward fold here. Good. Now you can stay in forward fold. This is recommended if you just want to kind of chill and have a little bit more of a break right now. Or you can come to chair pose. If you're doing chair, you're lifting your toes. You're going to shift your weight back into your heels. And then you're going to bend down like you're sitting in a chair and reach the arms out in front of you. Okay, so this is more challenging than staying in that forward fold. You pick what you want to do. Breathe here. Low belly's in. Breath is wide. Remember, nothing is permanent. We're not here forever. You've got this. Good. Whether you're in chair or forward fold, everybody inhale, rise and shine. Reach those arms up above the head. Exhale, bring it back to the heart. Good. We're going to do that again a little bit faster. Inhale, reach. As you exhale, forward fold. Good. Bend the right knee, lift the left arm, twist. Love it. And come back to center. Bend the left knee, lift the right arm, twist. Good. Bring it back to center. Walk it on back. Adho Mukha, down dog. If you want to walk your dog here, you can. You're just bending one knee at a time and pressing the opposite heel down. Let the hips sway a little side to side. Good. Warrior one, right side. Right leg comes forward. Kick the left toes out. Find your hand position. Okay, if warrior one feels really easy, you want a little more challenge, you're going to step your left foot back a little bit more. Maybe bend your right knee a little bit deeper. Awesome. Release. Come back to downward facing dog, Adho Mukha. Walk it out if you want to. And warrior one, left side. Again, if you want that longer stance, step your right foot back a little bit more, bend your left knee a little bit deeper. Good. Take the hands down. Come into your forward fold. Either stay in your forward fold, or if you want to take that chair pose, you can. Lift the toes, put the weight in the heels. Bring your hips back and then down. And then into that chair pose, arms reaching forward. Think of that thing that you were inviting into your day that you set in the beginning of our class. Right? Go there. Inhale, rise and shine. Bring it all the way back up. Exhale, take it to the heart. Good. Again, and we'll add on. Inhale, reach. Good. Exhale, forward fold. Go ahead and bend the right knee, lift the left arm, twist. Ah, good. Back to center. Bend the left knee, lift the right arm, twist. Wonderful. Back to center. Walk it back. Down dog. Adho Mukha. Good. You can stay in down dog. You can be static. You can rock it a little bit side to side with the hips. You can walk your dog. Right? Do what feels good right now. Beautiful. Right leg's coming forward, warrior one pose. Make sure that left heel's on the floor. Good. Take your hands to the seat of the chair. Take your left foot, that's the back foot, step it forward about 1 full foot distance. You're going to straighten your right leg. Notice the hips, right? We've gone through this in the past, right? My left hip right now is where it wants to be. It's not where it should be. It's kind of lifted up. My right hip is down. I want you to switch that. So right hip's going to come back, left hip's going to drop. So you want your hips more level here. This is called intense leg stretch. Pyramid pose. Okay, if it's not intense enough for you, start to bend your elbows, maybe come down onto your forearms. Watch the hips, they want to move around. Okay, try to keep them pretty stable. Good. If you're on your forearms, just go ahead and come back up so that your arms are straight and your hands are in the chair. Your left hand's going to come to the middle of the chair. I want you to squeeze the inner thighs towards each other like you have a block between your legs and you're trying to hold it. Okay. Keep squeezing that. Take your right hand to your right hip, lift your chest. You can stay here if you want more. You're squeezing those inner thighs and you pull the right shoulder up and back. You come into a twist. If you're here and you still want more, you can reach your right arm up towards the ceiling. Cool. Very good. Reach, reach, reach. Breathe here wherever you are. Slowly come out of that and bring yourself back to downward facing dog. Nice and slow. Nothing is rushed. Good. Warrior one, left side. You know where we're going, right? So make sure that that right heel is down, left knee is bent. Find your arm positions. Maybe the arms are getting tired and you want to put them on your hips. Right? Maybe your torso is getting tired and you want to keep your hands on your chair. Okay? Give yourself that grace for whatever feels best for you right now. That's what's most important. Very good. Place those hands down onto the chair. Step your right foot forward, a good full foot distance. Straighten your left leg. Okay. Notice the hips, right? So my right hip, it's all wonky. It's sticking up, it's sticking out. My left hip is down. So I'm going to reverse that. Pull the left hip back and up. Let the right hip come into line. You can stay here. Okay. You can drop down onto the forearms. Remember, we're here for a moment. Right? We stayed in this pose for a moment so you can really feel it. Feel the stretch, feel the breath, get into it. Good. Lift yourself up. If you were on your forearms, squeeze that imaginary block, right? You've got a block in between the thighs. Squeeze those thighs together. It keeps your hips stable as you twist. That's why it's so important. Go ahead and take your left hand to your left hip. Right hand stays on the chair. You can stay here. If you want more, start to twist. Left shoulder's going to come up and back. Squeeze those inner thighs. If you want even more, that left arm can reach up towards the ceiling. You have to breathe. Beautiful. Bring yourself back to center and come into your forward fold here. Again, you might stay in forward fold. You might come to chair pose, lift the toes, take the weight in the heels, let those hips drop. Come into your chair. Beautiful. Everybody come into a forward fold. If you were in chair, you're making your way to forward fold. For me, I'm going to step back just a little bit away from my chair here. You're going to start to bend your elbows. Again, maybe come to your forearms here. Let your head drop. You might stay in this position. You might go a little further down if the body allows for it. You might grab onto the legs of the chair. The back is going to round here. You might let go of the chair if your balance feels okay. And wherever you are, I want you to take some of those sides. So if your hands are on the floor, you're actually going to clasp your elbows to make those elbows nice and heavy. If you're not grabbing the chair, clasp the elbows. And then take some of those sides, feel the release through the whole spine. Good. If you don't have a hold of the chair, please put your hands onto the seat of the chair. It can be a little dizzy when we keep our heads down for an extended period of time. You're going to look forward in your little forward fold here. Make sure that you get your bearings back. Good. Take the weight into the heels, bend the knees a little bit. Inhale, rise and shine. Bring it all the way back up. Exhale, take it to the heart. Awesome. And go ahead and clasp those hands behind the back again, but this time you're pressing them not only down, but also back a little bit. So you can bend your elbows here to make this a little more accessible. You can straighten the arms, you can bring the heels of the hands together. It's a nice chest exercise. We got a little bit of this when we did our standing neck stretches and lots of arm movements today. So lots of chest opening with those. Good. Slowly release. Roll the shoulders out. Good. Let's do a balancing pose. And I want to end with pigeon. So we'll do a balance pose and then we'll do a pigeon pose and then we'll lay down and relax. All right. So by all means, if you're using your chair, hold your chair. We're going to do a simple tree pose today. So whichever leg is closest to the chair, that is your standing leg. That's the one that does not move. So press that foot down a lot. Then come to either kickstand, calf, or inner thigh. Good. Left hand, or sorry, hand to heart, the one that's not holding onto the chair. For me, it's my left hand. Right, notice if you're sinking in the standing legs hip, squeeze that hip in, engage the glute. And then maybe you come onto your fingertips on the chair. Maybe both hands come to heart and you completely balance. Maybe you lift your arms into the air, right? Whatever is good for you today. If you fall out, you just come back in, back to it. Some days we're wobbly, some days we're not. There's no judgment. Good. And you slowly come out the way that you came in. Lovely ladies. And we'll go to the other side. Good. All right. Come to kickstand, calf, or inner thigh, whatever's better for you. It could be different than it was on the other side, right? One side's easier to balance on than the other. Notice if you're hanging out in that left or in that standing hip. Keep doing that. Squeeze that buttock in, squeeze that hip in. And then take one hand to heart. Again, maybe you play around with coming to the fingertips on the chair. Maybe you play around with lifting your hand away from the chair, maybe meeting the other hand at heart. Maybe reaching both arms up. Breathe here. Good. Slowly come out of it the way that you came into it. Very good. We'll sit down to do pigeon pose. If you like doing pigeon pose on your back and you know you're going to lay on your bed, then by all means, you can go ahead and do that if you like. That's better for you. Otherwise, you'll sit in the chair. You're going to cross right ankle over left knee. I love a good seated pigeon pose, though. Good. Let the shoulders roll back. We're here 1 minute. Okay, so we did do a decent amount of hip stuff today. Okay, so if you want to lean forward, you can. If you don't want to, don't do it. Good. Breathe. Relax the jaw. 'Great. Come on up. If you were leaned forward, switch sides. The left ankle over the right knee. Flex the foot. Again, we're here 1 minute. So if you want to lean forward at any point in time, you can. 30 more seconds, halfway there. This minute feels like it's longer than the other minute, even though it's timed because I was quiet the whole time, I think. All right, go ahead and release. Awesome. So go ahead and get comfortable. I'm gonna grab my socks that I threw off when we were doing warriors because I was slipping and sliding everywhere. Wonderful. Once you get yourself settled, you want to make sure that your body is the most comfortable. So make sure your hands are placed somewhere where they can rest easily. Ensure that your body is supported in all the ways that it needs to be supported so that you can rest and relax. Sometimes we like to take a sigh or two sighs once we get into our position. If you'd like to do that at this time, go ahead and breathe in through the nose, open the mouth, give a nice deep sigh through the mouth, maybe two. And I encourage you to use that throughout daily life, right? There's a reason we have the saying, calm down, take a deep breath to people who seem anxious or nervous or worried. Because when we take that deep breath and when we sigh it out, it allows the body and the muscles to relax. Oxygen does amazing things for so many different parts of the body. So give yourself that gift almost of taking the deep breath in, inviting in more oxygen, opening the lungs in different places. And also that gift of letting the exhalation become slow so that you can feel your body getting heavier when you breathe out. Now begin to breathe in and add a gentle pause at the top of your in breath. You're going to breathe in, you're going to pause and hold it. And the duration for how long you hold it really is very individual. But I want you to hold it until right before you feel like you really need to breathe out. And then let that out breath again be slow and relaxed. And then you just repeat that. And we've been really working on mindfulness, meditation lately, and today's no different. There's no specific technique you need to follow, but instead you are just simply being completely aware of this moment that you are living, that you are in. Aware of the breath, letting the breath be the anchor for you to stay here, now, in the present. And just noticing if during that time of silence there, perhaps your mind went into the habit of thinking, as it so often does. And there are definitely times in life where we need thinking, where we need planning. But just like those aspects are important during certain times, so is the aspect of being present. Because when we are thinking, we are usually rarely in the present, not in the present, right? We're not here thinking about something that's already happened or planning for something that might happen. So it's so important to let the breath be your anchor. Come back to the breath. A lot of times for people, it's helpful for them to say to themselves, thinking, when they find themselves distracted with thought. And when you say that thinking, you come back, you find the breath again, and you try to stay present. Inevitably, you're going to think again. It happens always. And, I've said this before in class and I'll say it again that try not to see the act of you moving into thought as something that's negative. Yes, certainly we're working on being present and being here and being with our breath, right? But the fact that you even became aware of the fact that you were thinking is a huge step. You became aware of it. You didn't go down the storyline. Instead, you said, oh, wait, I'm thinking. Let me come back to my breath. And that's huge. And you're starting to train the neural pathways, the nervous system. You're training your brain, your consciousness, all these different parts of you to recognize when distraction has occurred and then bringing it gently back into the present moment. And the more that you practice this, which is why we've been doing it for several weeks, the more you practice this, you'll start to feel it like infiltrating into your daily life. Maybe you're trying to stay present for something and then you go into a storyline. But the powerful thing is that you can become aware of it and then you can come back to the present. Many of us are not aware when our mind runs off in a completely different direction. Just slowly following that breath in, maybe saying inhale, maybe saying pause, maybe saying exhale. Just following it in and following it out. Coming back to the breath. As always, you are welcome to stay and relax and take a nap. Keep practicing mindfulness. Just rest for as long as you like. But I will end by thanking you for your presence, for being with me, for trusting me to guide you. My heart is full, 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 full. Thank you. Peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful intentions. Namaste.